So I live in the back of this fully converted shuttle bus. It's currently 5:52, and as you can tell, it's pretty pitch dark out. It's Wednesday, so just a normal business day, a work day for me. And since I'm on the Pacific Coast here in San Diego, and I work Eastern hours, I essentially have to wake up at 6 o'clock because my 9 to 5 starts at 6 and ends at 2. You know, a lot of people see all of the glamorous things about van life and living this type of lifestyle of living nomadically, and they see the palm trees, they see the beaches, and they see all the pretty views, and it's, you know, sunshine and rainbows all the time. But I'm here to tell you that I do this 5 days out of the week, and it's not fun. Pitch dark out, it's cold as shit, and the last thing that I want to do right now is log on to work. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, that's my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously, there are lots of pros and cons working a 9 to 5 remote on the road. Most obvious cons is waking up at 6 o'clock and me not being a morning person. It is also cold as shit out. I don't care where you are in the world. It's going to be always cold at 5:30 in the morning. On top of all that, working a remote job can be very, very complicated, especially traveling across the country. And I know I sound like I'm really bitching, but there are a lot of pros of working remote, traveling across the country. One of the biggest pros is working remote, traveling across the country, because I can work from anywhere I want, although I have to plan my trips around my Wi-Fi. Verizon's pretty good at having coverage in basically every single state, so I can basically work wherever I want, whenever I want, and whenever I want to do it. Another pro that I consider a con as well is waking up at 6, because although it's cold and dark and miserable, I basically end my day at 2 o'clock because I work Eastern time on Pacific time. So my 9 to 5 is really 6 to 2. Another big pro is that my job and what I do is pretty flexible and pretty easy, and since I'm in a performance-based role in sales, I basically just have to hit quota, make my calls, and get out. So once I do all of that, I can do whatever the hell I want, and my job doesn't care. So. Thank you. So it's been a couple hours, and I think I'm gonna go on my first break of the day. It is currently 11 o'clock, and as you can tell, it's definitely gotten a lot brighter out, and overall doesn't feel as miserable. Something that I've kind of came to the conclusion with, you know, these past couple weeks being in a stationary spot like we have been for this past month here in San Diego, is that, like, traveling's cool. Don't get me wrong, seeing different states and national parks and different people and different cultures is awesome, and there's, you know, there's a reason why you're traveling and we're doing this type of lifestyle. I think there is also something to say about being in a stationary spot, because when you're working a 9 to 5 like we do, it can be a pain in the ass having to, you know, figure out where you're going to stay every single day, or figuring out whether a spot is safe or not to be at every single night. Overall, those don't sound like big problems, but when you're living this type of lifestyle, when you're traveling nonstop, those are the types of things that add up. So when you get spots like this that are basically on a beach, you know, there's our bus and there's the beach, you can't really complain. Try to do a good job on not bitching about this, because at the end of the day, I'm living the type of lifestyle that I want to live in a bus across the country. And it's currently 65 and sunny here in San Diego. Where I'm from, back in New Jersey, I believe it's 20 degrees and snowing. So not a lot to bitch about here, but and since I'm on a little bit of a break right now, I figured I'd, you know, take a little dip into the bay, wake myself up a little bit, and then finish the day strong here. I really don't think there is a better feeling in the world than hopping in a cold shower or jumping into a cold ocean and coming back from it feeling rejuvenated. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, and since I am number one starving and number two didn't have a lot of time this morning, so from there I'm gonna head over to a coffee shop and get another coffee and not feel guilty about it, and maybe get some more work done and finish off my day there. But I do think that people who are watching this video are gonna think, does this guy actually work? I mean, he's taking dips in the bay and he's, basically, working around the schedule the way that he wants to, traveling the country, he lives in a bus. Like, does this guy actually work? And trust me, I get that feedback all the time from my family. My family doesn't think that I actually have a full-time job. My friends don't think that I have an actual job. And trust me, I do work remote and I do have a full-time job. The reason why my job is so flexible, being able to live this type of lifestyle and everything, is because I'm in sales. I talked about this a little bit on my channel in my previous videos, but yes, and since I am in sales, I am in a performance-based role. That means that basically all they need to do is, make my calls, close some deals, and that's pretty much it. As long as you do that, my company and many other companies out there, it's not just my company, but many other sales companies out there, they all kind of have the same philosophy. The philosophy of, as long as you do your work, and as long as you close some deals and, make this company money, right? Which is the whole point of a job, right? Them paying you is so that you can make them more money. It doesn't have to be monetarily. It could also be, value-wise, right? They might not look at you as like, having a $50,000 base salary and you bringing them $50,000, but the amount of non-monetary value that you bring them is worth more than the money that they're actually paying you. But being that I'm in sales, the whole point of my role is to bring them more money than what they're paying me. But I have a lot of young people, commenting on my YouTube videos and DMing me on Instagram. When I say young people, I mean the 18s and 19s and 20-year-olds. I'm still kind of young as well. I'm 24. I don't have it all figured out. A lot of times they DM me and they're like, hey man, I want to do the same type of lifestyle that you're doing. What type of job should I get into? Or what type of industry should I get into? And I always say to them, even if you don't have a college degree, because it's not necessarily required to get into sales. The reason why I recommend that is because not only can you make a shit ton of money doing sales, it's not only about the money aspect. Yes, you can make a shit ton of money doing sales, but if you're young and you have that entrepreneurial / business type of mindset, you're a go-getter and you're, an overachiever and, you like working your own hours, then sales is definitely the role. And it's also a good tool to have just in general. It's a good tool to start, learning, especially when you're younger, because, in the future you might want to start a business or you might want to go into a business with another person. And sales is just a good tool to have in general for life, not just selling, but just being able to have the capability of speaking to a person is really a big tool that not a lot of people have in this world. But just finished my breakfast. It is now 11:30, so I have a couple more hours until work is done. I think I'm gonna head over to this coffee shop, get some more coffee, get some more work done, and then go on about my day. Yeah, can I just get a house coffee?
Yeah, of course.
I'll do the large. Awesome, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. That is what a typical 9-to-5 day looks like for me. Obviously, I was bouncing around the office space. I was going from the bus and, I can work outside if I want to a coffee shop. Not like I'm cramped up into an office, and this is the type of lifestyle that I chose to live. This is the type of position that I chose as well. And this position has given me the freedom to work wherever I want. and that's the life I want to live. And in a couple weeks, we're planning on going on a big trip of the 4 states, so Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and then also Nevada as well, and since it's right there. So we'll be heading on the road soon, and hopefully I can make some more content about the 9 to 5 that I work in different settings, or just different landscapes. Maybe I can post about that. But overall, if you guys enjoy this content, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.